Delayed surgery, alternative therapies, and some big regrets. Steve Jobs' death certificate is understandably troubling. A legendary innovator, Steve Jobs is remembered for his brief but extraordinary life. Born in 1955, the Apple icon was put up for adoption by his biological parents. He was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, who raised their new son in what is now known as Silicon Valley, California. He reportedly displayed a keen interest in technology early on. In high school, Jobs befriended Steve Wozniak, and the future Apple co-founders bonded over their love of electronics and computers. Jobs dropped out of college, became a video game designer for Atari, and then traveled to India in search of enlightenment. In 1974, he returned to the States and reconnected with Wozniak, who was then working for Hewlett-Packard. By 1976, after deciding to combine their skills, the pair had started Apple in Jobs' garage. This fateful decision would revolutionize technology, thanks to creations such as the iMac, the iPod, the iPad, the iPhone, and much more.
I don't really care about being right, I just care about success.
In 1985, Jobs left Apple, and he purchased the animation studio Pixar shortly after. However, by 1997, he had returned to Apple to become its CEO. Although the company continued to flourish, behind the scenes, Jobs was dealing with some serious health issues. According to Forbes, Jobs initially went to his doctor for what he believed were kidney stones. Instead, in 2003, he was diagnosed with a pancreatic tumor known as neuroendocrine cancer, a relatively uncommon type of cancer that is believed to be easier to treat due to its slow growth. Discussing the condition, Leonard Saltz from the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center explained to Scientific American that for what Jobs had, survival is measured in years, as opposed to pancreatic cancer, which is measured in months. WebMD explains that the usual route for treatment is surgery, but unfortunately, the entrepreneur reportedly avoided doing so for months after his diagnosis. It wasn't until 2004 that Apple CEO announced that he had undergone surgery to remove the tumor. As ABC News pointed out, Jobs often appeared to look ill and frail at events in the years after his surgery, which caused concern among the media and the general public. Throughout the late 2000s, he continued to reassure everyone that he was okay, and reportedly blamed his gaunt appearance on common bugs and hormonal imbalances. In 2009, Jobs received a liver transplant. Although it's unknown why he needed the transplant, WebMD points out that cancer can metastasize and spread to other organs in the body, such as the liver. By August 2011, Jobs announced that he was resigning from his position as Apple CEO, writing in an email to the company, per ABC News, "I have always said that if there ever came a day when I could no longer meet my duties and expectations as Apple CEO, I would be the first to let you know. Unfortunately, that day has come." On October 5, 2011, Jobs died of complications from neuroendocrine cancer. He was only 56 years old. His death certificate lists respiratory arrest, with the underlying cause being a metastatic pancreas neuroendocrine tumor. No other details are known, as an autopsy was not performed. Jobs was reportedly buried in an unmarked grave at Alta Mesa Memorial Park in Palo Alto, California. It's been reported that Jobs had regrets about how he dealt with his original 2003 diagnosis. Although he was apparently urged to get surgery immediately, the Apple co-founder put it off for 9 months. According to Forbes, at the time, Jobs allegedly explained to a friend, "I didn't want my body to be opened. I didn't want to be violated in that way." Initially foregoing surgery, Jobs decided to take control of his own treatment. He delved into alternative medicine, which included adhering to a vegan diet. He also tried acupuncture, herbs, and exploring spirituality. Jobs reportedly began to consume only fruits and vegetables in an attempt to cure his cancer, but his efforts failed. Unfortunately, when Jobs decided he was ready for the surgery, the cancer had already spread, per Forbes. Some believe the alternative treatment shortened his life, while others believe it could have very well prolonged it. Scientific American also notes that his liver transplant possibly weakened his immune system, which could have hindered his ability to fight the cancer even more. Whatever the case, it goes without saying that Jobs' achievements at Apple changed the world forever.